Good morning everybody and welcome back to Visit Fylde Coast. And this morning you're probably wondering where on earth we are. Well, this is Skippool. Now it's probably the quaintest place, or certainly one of them, that you would ever come to, but back in the day this would have been an absolutely hustling, bustling centre of activity. So you might just be able to see in the distance there the big building with the kind of mock Tudor stripes on it. That's the River Wyre pub, and you can just about see some traffic in the distance between the trees. That's the A585, a Mountainous Way. So if you're looking for Skippool Creek, you need to turn off the River Wyre roundabout onto the road in the direction of Thornton. This is Wyre Road, this road that we're on at the moment. The postcode for it is FY55LF, if you want to come and take a peek. It's such a lovely little spot. Even though it's quiet, there are actually quite a few people around walking and just enjoying the morning. I've never actually been here when the tide's in. Every time I've come it's always been out, so it's quite unusual to see it with the watering, because obviously this is a tributary that feeds into the River Wyre that is fed tidally by the sea when the sea comes in, and it's a bit of a boat graveyard today, and lots of little small fishing boats are moored, and some of them look in a frankly better state than others. I'm not entirely sure I'd want to particularly go out sailing in a lot of them. Definitely not this one with the yellow tarpaulin on it. That looks like it's died and gone to boat heaven. But it's absolutely full of birds and wildlife, and you can probably hear the birds twittering all around us. So you know what I'm like, I get digressed by the smallest of sparrows, so be prepared for epic digressions. So if you're a photographer, it's quite a good spot to come for. Look at that sky, for a nice picture full of boat wrecks and interesting old things. But as I said when we began, this was once a major trading port for this area. And at the other side of the river, which we're coming up to in a moment, and I'll point that out to you, the other side of the river is a place called Wardley Creek. And these were kind of a pair of mirror image ports, if you like. And these were the main trading ports of this area. So the name comes from the Norse for ship, which is skip. You can understand that, can't you? And pull or pol, which is Old English for a slow moving stream. Now this stream's slow moving inland at the moment, but back in the day, before so much wet land and marshland was drained round these parts, it would have also been fed more from inland as well. So back in the day, goods came here literally from all over the world. So you got tallow coming from Russia. Now I thought tallow might have been something to do with whaling, so I looked it up this morning, and it's the rendered fat that comes from round animal organs, so round hearts and kidneys and that kind of thing. So all lovely stuff, the kind of thing that they used to make candles from. So there was tallow coming from Russia. Even though a lot of flax had been grown in this area ever since Adam was a lad, they started importing flax from Ireland and the Baltic regions, and that was how Kirkham got rich. There was sugar and tobacco coming from Barbados and North America, timber from the other side of the Atlantic. That's really, going back a long way. And at the time it would have been absolutely hustling and bustling here. So we're just about at the river now, so I'm going to show you the Shard while we're kind of near enough. So in the distance there, you can just see it. I'm going to zoom in. So that is the Shard Bridge. So if you imagine driving along the A585 in the direction of the motorway and you turn left, that is the bridge. And the body of water in front of it is the River Wyre. And as I said, the tide's coming in. I looked at the beach this morning when I was getting myself organised, and the tide was actually quite a way out. So there's a car park here where you can park at the side. It's a free little car park, and there's a boat builders just tucked away in here. I don't know whether we can actually we might be able to see it better from around here. David Moss Boat Builders. So at one time, I reckon David Moss's boat building place would have been very popular. So Poulton was the trading town that grew up because of Skippool, and that's the whole reason why we ended up with it as we did. And the name of Poulton comes from Pool Town, which is derived from Skippool Creek. There's a reason for everything when you start looking. There you go, here's your boat builder's look. Looks as if it's a bit high and dry, as you might say. Love to go and have a look round in there. We'll walk a little bit further this way. So by the mid-1700s, Skippool and Wardley together were busier than the port of Liverpool, so that gives you some idea just how packed this little place was. I'm just hoping this is not going to come in that far that it floods the road. So that's the boat builders doing whatever they're doing. Yeah, because the road, as you can see, I mean, it's a bit near. The sea does flood the road down here, and when it's bad, it gets quite wet, as you can imagine. Now, I believe there's a boat club down here as well. I think it might be a yachting club. Not being right into yachts, I'm not right sure, but we'll just walk round this corner and we'll go and have a look. So records of 1806 and 1808 show that limestone and oats were being imported from Ulverston. Coal was coming in from Preston, and cheese went back in the other direction, because if you think about it, there's quite a lot of cheese makers around here. Fascinating place. And in 1837, Poulton was described as the Metropolis of the Fylde. It was so busy. Just listen to these birds, they're gorgeous. So as you can imagine, along with all this trade and all this prosperity and work and money and all the rest of it, and mud, look at all the mud, I'm trying to tiptoe around the mud, came all the naughty nefarious things that people did in the 1700s. So it was a hot spot for smuggling and cockfighting, press gangs, strong ale, contraband, drunks, all the things that you think are a fairly new phenomenon. It all went on back in the day. Nothing changes, does it? Nothing changes. Here we go, Blackpool and Fleetwood Yacht Club. I knew there was a boating club down here. Well, I don't think I'm going any further. It looks very muddy. A quaint, quiet place. Goodness. And there's all the yachts in the thing. Now, apparently, the clubhouse of the yacht club is a sight to be seen, and a very pleasant place to attend functions and events. Right, we're going to turn around and go back. I'm not going paddling through mud. I'll draw the line even for you. So that's the yacht club. Right, let's go back. So by 1841 the port of Skippool was absolutely flourishing. It was clogging, as you might say. But then the port of Fleetwood opened. The railway came to Fleetwood, all the trade went to Fleetwood, all the ships went to Fleetwood. So that was it. That was the end for Skippool. So much like coronavirus is, oh look at these bird feeders, aren't they lovely? Little birdies. There's a little robin there. Much like coronavirus has affected the way that things are done today, the port of Fleetwood affected the way that things were done back in the day as well. So it took all the trade from Wardley's and Skippool, and they both ended up kind of contracting and becoming the little quiet, quaint places that you see today. But in the late 1700s and the 1800s, the boat makers in this area were making boats for all the Kirkham mill owners. They were building warehouses, and it really was an absolutely packed and busy little centre of trade. So you see, the world changes. So I hope you've enjoyed this little walk round a little bit of old local history coming to life. So if you have, give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure that you've hit the little bell for notifications, and we will be back with more interesting content. So we'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye.